In Red Dead Redemption 2, Micah Bell doesn't hesitate to take out low-honor Arthur Morgan, but when it comes to high-honor Arthur, he holds back. Why? What changes between the two versions of Arthur that make Micah's decisions so different? You might say, it's simple, because he has an high honor. Nope, that's just a lazy answer, and we are not lazy. I did my research on this topic, and I found out the best possible answers. So, let's dive in. But to understand the answers, first, we need to understand Micah's backstory and his mindset. Born into a legacy of crime and betrayal, Micah joined Dutch's gang after saving Dutch in a critical moment, an act that immediately secured his place. But from then on, Micah wasn't there to be a loyal member. He was there to disrupt, to seize power, and to challenge everything the gang once stood for. Micah's background is steeped in a tradition of brutality. His father and even his grandfather were criminals, and Micah inherited that cold pragmatism. From an early age, he learned that loyalty was expendable if it didn't serve his interests. This upbringing shaped him into a man who views the world in stark, uncompromising terms. Only the strong survive, and the rest are obstacles. Unlike many who might act on instinct, Micah's every move is measured. His actions, whether manipulating Dutch or sowing discord within the gang, are part of a larger strategy to ensure he comes out on top. He often dismisses the notion of honor as a sentimental relic that hinders success. In his eyes, every alliance is temporary, and every relationship is a transaction. This calculated approach means he rarely makes a move without considering its consequences, which makes him both dangerous and, in a way, fascinating to analyze. Micah thrives on shaking up the status quo. While Arthur clings to the remnants of the gang's old code of honor, Micah is intent on redefining the rules that suit his vision of survival at any cost. Whether it's his disdainful treatment of other gang members or his manipulation of Dutch's decisions, Micah's actions reflect a fundamental belief that in a chaotic world, only ruthless pragmatism matters. This mindset is the engine behind every betrayal he commits, and it's central to understanding why his decisions, even the controversial ones, carry such weight. For Micah, control isn't just about physical dominance, it's about shaping the narrative. By controlling the flow of information and keeping everyone off balance, he aims to secure his own position within the gang. His calculated maneuvers, from influencing Dutch to undermining Arthur's authority, all serve one purpose: to ensure that he remains indispensable. And that, as we'll see later, plays directly into the question of why he let Arthur live a little longer than expected. So now we know Micah Bell is a predator. He thrives on manipulation, cruelty, and dominance. He doesn't just want to win, he wants his enemies to suffer. That's why, when Arthur is weak, coughing up blood on that mountainside, Micah doesn't need to shoot him. In his mind, he's already won. Killing Arthur in cold blood would be too quick, too easy. Letting him die slowly, gasping for breath, watching the world slip away, that's much more satisfying for someone like Micah. But there's another side to this. Micah isn't just a sadist, he's also a coward. Every major fight he gets into, he plays dirty. He ambushes, backstabs, and lets others do his dirty work. Killing Arthur in a fair fight isn't his style, and at that moment, he doesn't have to pull the trigger. Tuberculosis is doing the job for him. And then there's the ego factor. Micah wants control. He wants to be the one left standing. When Arthur falls, Micah sees it as confirmation of his own superiority. Shooting him would be admitting Arthur was still a threat. But leaving him there? That's Micah saying, "You're already dead. You just don't know it yet." If you play Arthur as a ruthless outlaw, Micah stabs him in the back. But with high honor, Arthur is left to his fate. Why? Rockstar is making a statement. A dishonorable Arthur dies like a villain, betrayed, just like he betrayed others. But a high-honor Arthur dies on his own terms. He isn't beaten by Micah, he succumbs to something greater than both of them, the consequences of his past life. It's poetic justice. And Micah? He doesn't get the satisfaction of putting Arthur down himself. There's also the matter of Micah's priorities. He's got bigger concerns. Dutch is standing right there, watching everything unfold. Micah doesn't want to look like a brute in front of him. Dutch is still the key to Micah's plans. And gunning down a dying man might not be the best move. But even deeper than that, Micah understands power. And Arthur, even at his weakest, still had influence over Dutch. Micah doesn't just want Arthur dead, he wants him erased. He wants Dutch to forget him, to see him as weak, to abandon his memory altogether. Shooting him would make Arthur a martyr. Letting him die alone makes him a footnote. This moment is about more than just what Micah would do. It's about what feels right for the story. Rockstar wanted Arthur's death to feel earned. A final showdown with Micah would be satisfying, sure, but it would miss the point. Arthur's journey isn't about revenge, it's about redemption. If Arthur dies in a shootout, the message changes. His death becomes another battle, another moment of bloodshed. But letting him fade away in that sunrise, that's something else. It's peaceful, it's tragic. It's the perfect ending for a man who tried in his final days to be better, and it adds to the weight of John's journey. If Arthur had gotten his revenge, Red Dead Redemption wouldn't carry the same impact. But because Arthur never gets closure, John has to be the one to finish it. The story isn't about one man's revenge, it's about the ripple effect of choices, the way one man's actions shape another's destiny. From a gameplay standpoint, there's also the transition to Red Dead Redemption. Rockstar needed to set up John's story, and Micah surviving is crucial for that. If Arthur kills Micah, there's no lingering threat. But by letting him escape, they ensure that John has unfinished business, something that pays off years later in his final act of vengeance. And then there's player choice. High honor players get a death that reflects their journey, something almost peaceful despite the horror of the situation. It's a rare moment in gaming where how you played actually changes how your story ends in a meaningful way. And let's not forget, Rockstar loves ambiguity. By leaving Arthur's exact fate a little open-ended, especially with that final shot of the sunrise, they give players space to interpret. Did Arthur find peace in his last moments? Did he think about the people he was leaving behind? Did he finally forgive himself? Those questions linger, making the moment even more powerful. Dutch plays a crucial role in why Micah doesn't finish Arthur off. At that moment, Dutch is watching, silent, conflicted, and torn between loyalty and doubt. Micah knows this. He needs Dutch to fully side with him, and executing Arthur outright could push Dutch away. Instead, Micah lets Arthur fade, allowing Dutch to rationalize walking away. But in doing so, he underestimates how much Dutch's respect for Arthur lingers, something that later leads to Micah's own downfall. So why didn't Micah kill High Honor Arthur? The truth is, there are several layers at play. It's about control. Micah can't handle the idea that Arthur's redemption is stronger than his own manipulation. It's about timing. Arthur is already dying, and Micah doesn't need to pull the trigger when fate will take care of it. It's about narrative weight. Micah's hesitation allows Arthur's journey to play out in full. In the end, Micah's decision isn't about mercy or hesitation, it's about control, power, and watching his enemies struggle. By sparing High Honor Arthur, Micah lets Arthur's redemption story unfold, which makes Arthur's eventual death that much more impactful. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more content like this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, drop a comment with your thoughts or theories, and hit that subscribe button if you're new here. I've got plenty more videos on Red Dead Redemption 2 and other deep dives coming your way. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.